channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make orange chicken in the comfort of your own home. How many times have you gone out to Panda Express and bought orange chicken? It can be a bit costly, as we all well know, but I want you to learn how to cook it at home, people. It's simple. This recipe is so simple, a kid can make it. A kid can do this meal, and it only would take approximately between 30 to 45 minutes. That's tops. That's not bad for a complete meal. So come on, let's get started. Okay, so here are the things you're going to need in order to make this Panda Express Orange Chicken. You're going to need some chicken breast. And I like to use this Tyson family size chicken breast, and I get this from a local Sam's Club store. I get this from a local Sam Club. And I buy this because there are so many different meals you can create from this one bag, opposed to going to the store and buying like chicken fingers, chicken nuggets. You don't get that many in a bag, and you're paying $7, $7 to $8 or more for those small bags. But we're going to talk about that at a later time. Also, you're going to need some self-rising flour. In this clear glass, I have approximately 2 to 3 cups of self-rising flour. Doesn't matter what kind, as long as it says self-rising flour. And for my cooking oil, I'm going to use this 100% clear frying oil, and it's gluten-free. That makes a difference. But you can use any kind of cooking oil, peanut oil, is it canola oil? Whatever oil you prefer to fry it in, you can fry it in, because we're going to deep fry it. And also, we're going to need the orange chicken. Over here in my sink, I have a few chicken breasts that has been soaking in the water because it was frozen. So now that I'm able to cut it, I want to show you this. When you're dealing with chicken, make sure everything around you is clean so you won't cause any type of contamination. Okay, this is my chicken breast. On this chicken breast, I'm going to use some shears. If you don't have kitchen shears, you can use a knife, but this is just more easier to use. And I bought this from my local dollar store for $1. Okay, this is the chicken breast. We don't want to eat that fat. You don't want to eat no fat. Let's get rid of that. We're going to discard it. We're going to cut that off. We're going to look around. Anytime you see any pinkness of this whiteness, that's fat. Let's cut that off. Now, when it comes to making this recipe for this chicken, it all depends on how you want your chicken cut up. Me personally, I don't like big chunky square chicken meat. So you cut it long ways. Just cut it long ways. I'm just trying to show you in my hand. Cut it long ways. Okay, so out of that one breast, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of meat. Now you're going to take that chicken breast and cut it long gauge. So on average, this is how your chicken going to look. Once you cut it again, that's how your chicken going to look. You're going to make sure it's clean. Put it in a bucket of water or pot of water, pan of water, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to cut that up some more. Because now you're cutting it to the size that you prefer your chicken to be, or your chicken nuggets. Because really that's what we're making, chicken nuggets. And when Panda Express make their chicken, their orange chicken, it comes frozen, already pre-cooked. So the only thing they're doing is warming it up and making the sauce fresh. They're not using a can, the bottle. They're actually making the sauce. Okay, there's some fat. Always cut this fat off, y'all. Always. You're going to lose a little bit of your chicken, but it's fine. I'd rather for you lose a little bit of that chicken and gain some of that fat, okay? You're going to cut that up. That's about the size they're going to want it. That's about the size they like their chicken breast, just like that. Put it in the water. Okay, so now that I've done that, let me clean my area. Now, once you cut your chicken breast up, you still must wash this chicken. Don't play. Go ahead and wash this chicken real good. I normally would put it in a bowl like this and just rinse it until it turns clear. Because chicken breast is not as dirty as chicken wings or chicken itself. Okay, now once I clean it, I'm going to fill it back up with water. Bring it over here to the side. So this is how it should look. Once you dice it up, put it in a bowl of water, let it sit in the water. We need this water because when we try to coat it in the flour, you want it to have something to stick onto or a heave to. So that's why we need that, because this, even if you don't want to touch this, you can put this inside of a Ziploc bag. Pour your flour inside of a Ziploc bag, and then you're going to take chunks of your chicken and put it into the flour wet. It must be wet when you put it in this flour. Now, don't take this, look here, let me show you this. Don't take this bowl and pour this over in here. That's a no-no. No, 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 no. We're gonna grab pieces of it from here and put it in here wet. So it's gonna naturally be wet. Let's move over to the stove because I'm moving a little fast. I know. Okay. I want to show you this before we start dumping that in there, because while we're preparing this, we can go over to the stove and get our cooking grease going. Okay, now that we're over here at the stove, please disregard this pot. I just bought this pot less than a year ago. I'm waiting for them to send me a copy of my receipt, but it will be going back to Kohl's to get me another set, because this don't make no sense to spend this kind of money on a pot and it looks like this. But that's besides the point. But you would need something fairly large in order to cook your chicken. If you're only making enough for yourself, say for instance you're going to cook 4 chicken breasts and cut it up, and that would be enough for you, that's fine. You will only need 2 quarts, anywhere from 1 quart to 2 quarts of oil in your pot. You want to deep fry this. So go ahead, if you have a gas setting, cut your gas stove on to a high temperature. You're going to take your grease. Now I'm not going to measure, but I have all the ingredients down below in the description bar. But I'm going to take my grease. I know exactly how much I want to pour in here. And make sure your pot is dry. You cannot mix oil and water together. Okay. So on average, that is about 2 quarts of oil. A little bit over 2 quarts, about 2 quarts. We'll say 2 quarts and a half, okay? For safe keeping, we're just gonna say 2.5 quarts of oil that's in this pot. I'm gonna place this on my aisle for about 5 minutes top. But you have to keep an eye on your pot, people, when you're cooking. We're talking about dealing with a stove. You have to stand there and watch it, okay? Or be in the kitchen while it's doing this thing. But we want to let that grease get hot. And when you're talking about fresh grease, it takes a little bit longer to heat up and cook the way you want it to cook. But it's easy. I promise you this is so easy to do. I'm going to go ahead, allow that to sit there and begin to get hot. And I'm going to show you how you're going to know whether or not your grease is hot enough to go ahead and dump your chicken inside that pot. Okay, so I brought my chicken and my flour over to the stove, over here close to my pot. This is what you want to do. If you don't want to put your hand in this flour like I just said, go ahead and get your bag. Put your flour in the bag. You're going to pick up some pieces with your hand. Make sure your hand is clean and pour it in there. As you can see, as you dumping it inside that flour, it has water on it. See that water? You want that water. Just enough pieces. We're just going to do a few. Take your hand. If you're using your hand, coat it. It's going to stick. You don't have to use no egg. Don't put no egg on this chicken. Coat it. Shift it around in your flour, squeeze it, coat it real good. You see how that chicken's turning out? And when you're making this, it only takes about 30 minutes, I want to say, to make this Panda Orange Chicken. May make a little mess. Okay, when you're finished coating your chicken very well, I like to squeeze mine and turn it in the flour. I don't know why. Okay, here we go. Your chicken should look just like that. Look at there. You see that flake? It's going to be crispy. It should look just like that. Now, you need to figure out with Sonya, how do I know when my grease is ready to be used? This is what I want you to do. I want you to take a pinch of flour, come over here to your pot, and if that sizzle is ready. Now, once it's sizzled and is ready, you got to put enough chicken inside the pot. So you want to take your chicken. Yeah, I'm trying to do this with one hand. I'm going to be superwoman. Dust it. Try not to put too much flour in there because it's going to cause. Now put it in a pot. Just dump it. See how it's going to foam up? Do I have enough room to put some more? Yes, I do. And I think this is probably about 4 or 5 chicken breasts. I'm making a mess, but that's okay. Look at that pot. Keep it on high. Don't turn it down because it'll start absorbing that grease. That's why you got to make sure it's hot enough. I'm not going to say you talk too damn much, but that's okay. For those of you who want to learn, I'm going to talk. Now, the rest of my chicken, I'm going to take it, dump it in there, just pour it in there, water and all. If you run out of flour, add some more flour to it. It looks crazy, but okay, you see how it's becoming sticking in my hand? I'm going to go over here and wash my hands right quick. But we're going to add some more flour to that. Now look inside of that. You don't have to do anything to it. It's cooking on its own. That chicken, how would I know if my chicken is done? It's going to turn like a golden brown and begin to float to the top. Right now, it's in the grease real good. But it's going to begin to float to the top. And being like a golden pretty brown. Oh, it takes like 10 minutes. Okay, y'all have to excuse that sound, but that's my vent that came on. It's been 15 minutes. As you can see, it's floating to the top. We're gonna go ahead and remove this first batch from the grease, and you're gonna need a large spoon. That's how it's gonna look. You want it kind of crispy, extra crispy, because once you put that sauce on there, it's going to adhere to the sauce and marinate in the sauce. And it's gonna look just like Panda Express. Let me go ahead and take this out right quick. Put it over here on my cooling rack. Remember we talked about that cooling rack? Take it and place it on the cooling rack. You see how that grease is dropping to the bottom? Take it out your grease and just put it on this rack. And it's going to take all that grease out of it. And now it's sitting over to the right on the cooling rack. And what it's going to do is air dry that chicken. It's going to cook evenly. Do you see how that grease is at the bottom so far? You see all that grease? Let it finish air drying. And I'm going to go ahead and take my other batch of chicken that I have in the back, place it in the pot. Now you can cook twice off this grease before you have to strain the grease, because if not, all the flakes from the flour will fall into this pot at the bottom and begin to burn. After using it twice, you will have to strain this grease to take everything from the bottom and then pour your grease back in. Not hard. Let me go ahead and cook this other batch of chicken in the back. Okay, so now that I've taken all the chicken out of this grease, do not throw this grease away, because you can strain this grease and use it at a later time for some more chicken frying. But let's go ahead and take a look over here at our makeshift cooling rack that we have. And this is what I want to show you, which is very important. That is why I tell you to cook the chicken a little bit crispy or extra crispy, because when you put that sauce on it to marinate the sauce into the chicken, it's going to be crunchy, it's going to be good, and it's going to taste even better than Panda Express. But this is what I want to show you. This is why I tell you to use this kind of pan. I'm going to sit this on top of my grease for a second. Do you see how it caught all of that? Do you see that? So when you think that you're putting a paper towel down on your plate or a tray like this, and you put your meat on top, the only thing you're doing is allowing that grease to saturate at the bottom of your meat, opposed to really absorbing the oil. It's absorbing in your meat at the bottom of that paper towel. So if you can go out, this is very important. If you can almost eat fried food. I wouldn't want to say every day, to be honest. But if you can cut this grease like this, you're good. Cut off that fat and cut that grease. Look at that. Do you see how that grease is caught? Okay. So now that the chicken have cooled down, we're going to take it back over to the counter, pour it into a larger container. We're going to pour our sauce on top. Okay, I've placed some of that chicken inside of a bowl. When you're doing this, please make sure your hands are clean. Mine is very clean. You already know. You're going to take the rest of your chicken, place it inside a large container, a large bowl, because now you have to mix your sauce on top of your chicken. So we're going to place all of that because they have cooled down for about a good 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. So that's all about chicken. Listen to that crunch. You hear that crunch? Yes, it is, baby. It's crunching. Okay, so the last step, the chicken is cooled down. We're going to take our orange chicken sauce, which is the Panda Express sauce, and we're just going to drizzle that all over it. We're going to shake that bottle up very well and pour it all over our chicken nuggets. Now this is probably about 6 to 7 pieces of chicken I cut up, so that's a lot for a family. I'm going to take another bottle. Okay, I'm going to take my second bottle of orange chicken sauce. I don't think I'm going to use all of it. We're just going to marinate that very well. Pour it all over. Okay, so no, I didn't use all of it. I still got about a third of a bottle left. So if I wanted to do something later for myself, I could. Now we're going to take a large size you can take a spoon, you can take a spatula, it doesn't matter. But what you want to do, you want to make sure that it's coated very well. Take your spatula or your spoon, and you're going to flip it a couple of times because we got to get it well coated. Don't get discouraged, you can do this. We're just going to make sure all that sauce is coated on all that chicken. It's already looking like Panda Express, isn't it? You're going to do this several times until it's fully coated to your desire. Now I'm going to tell you something. When you leave this to sit to the side for about a good 5 to 10 minutes, it's really going to marinate. That sauce really is going to marinate inside of that chicken and be so good. You hear the crunchiness to it? It's still going to obtain that crunchiness. It's still going to have that crunchiness to it. So don't worry about that. It's not going to fall apart. I'm going to make a mess. Look at me. I'll clean it up. Okay, so I have allowed that sauce to marinate on that chicken for about 10 minutes. You don't have to do this necessarily. You can just go ahead and coat it very well and serve it. Let me go ahead and fix a plate. This is my son's plate. That's one of my twins' plate I'm fixing. You want a lot of chicken, Malik? Huh? He's scared to say yes on camera, y'all. That's crazy. Okay, that's Malik's plate. Colby's. Okay, so there you have it. Panda Express Orange Chicken, cooked in the comfort of your own home. And then there is a lot more left over for another day. Enjoy. So as you can see, you don't necessarily have to eat out in order to eat out, if that makes any sense to you. You can eat in. And people will think that you bought this from Panda Express. So I hope you've enjoyed the time we've shared together. Until next time, be blessed.